WP Debug Toolkit 1.1 is here and brings some exciting new features that I can't wait to show you. And you can read all about it in the website and in the release post. But essentially, I'm just gonna walk through real quick through all of them so you get an overview of what this new version brings. We have the log viewer, which has some major improvements in performance, stability, and security alongside with a couple of enhancements, especially in the filters and the way that we virtualize and show the logs. Then we have a new module called Query Viewer. Now, this Query Viewer is going to live exactly in the same place as the Error Log Viewer, and it's going to show you, a bunch of data regarding your WordPress queries, and you can use the filters and the keyword shortcuts and, everything that you are accustomed in the Viewer app, right? So I'm going to walk you through what this have in a second. Then we have one of the most requested features from the previous version, which is the email alerts. Now, these email alerts are really cool. It's gonna have a few fail-safes in case WordPress crashes down or maybe it exhausts our memory or whatever. Well, it's gonna work anyway. Of course, you need some SMTP or some way to send the actual email, right? Because it doesn't do that. It just sends the email, but you still need to have that relate for it to work, right? So it has some white labeling capabilities too, and the feature that I love the most actually is that it kind of hooks into WordPress recovery mode, and it enhances the default WordPress email, right? So you're gonna get an email with a button that's gonna log you back into WordPress in case it errors out and you can't log in. Well, you can always log in via WordPress recovery, and you're gonna have an easy access there, and it's going to log you in with the offending plugin or thing disabled, right? So it's really cool. And well, I think it's best if I just jump into the plugin and show you what's going on. So we have a new UI here. So when you first install the plugin, it's gonna show you this. By the way, you should remove the old viewer app because we have a new version of it. So just remove it, and you're gonna get this. So once you click on it, it's gonna essentially ask you if you wanna use the default path, which is your whatever your domain is plus WP Toolkit, right? Remember, it's gonna install the viewer app in the root directory of your site, right? Of your server. So you can of course choose your own, right? So I'm gonna type in here demo. You can also manage this with your keyboard. Remember, I love that, so you can do that here too. And you can essentially just go with the defaults here. But if you don't want to install maybe the query viewer, you can just don't install that, or just don't want to install the error viewer. You can also absolutely do that, and you can also manage which constants you want to keep enabled here. This was another heavily requested feature. So right here, we don't have any constants enabled right now because this site it just doesn't have them enabled, but you can do that from here and it's gonna work, right? Now, I'm just gonna leave this as it was, and then I'm gonna go with the recommended settings, right? So let me continue here, and you need to set up a password. You cannot continue without setting up password. You can see it here, but I'm trying to click or press enter and it's not working. The viewer app is very secure. I've made sure that it is. If anyone finds a vulnerability, just feel free to reach out or post it somewhere that as long as it reaches to me and my team, we're gonna take care of that, right? But we did try to make it very secure. And one of those things that we thought like, okay, we cannot leave this unprotected is just no password for the viewer, right? So now it's mandatory. You can generate a random one here, right? So if you want to, you can do that, or you can just type in whatever password you want, and it's gonna work too. Right, so let me click continue here, and you have a little summary. oops, and you have a little summary here, right? So if all of this looks good, then just install the viewer, and there you go. Your viewer is ready to go. So let me open that, and it's gonna prompt us with the password right away. So let me put that in, right? And right here we have our new UI. It's very similar, right, to the previous version, but it has some niceties that we didn't have before. So first we have some stats here, so you know what's going on in your error file, right? And then we have one of my favorite features from this update, which is the improved search filter. Now, this search filter is going to allow you to include and exclude multiple terms depending on whatever you want, right? So previously, if you press F, right, you were gonna have here your regular filters, right? So levels, the time, the sources, and here the plugins, right? And you can absolutely filter by this, right? It's gonna work, no problem. But I mean, there are times maybe you want a little bit more flexibility, so you can combine this. So maybe you don't want to see uh, any deprecated notices. So you just typing minus deprecated, and it's gonna remove them. It didn't show, but we do have a few here from other plugins, so it just removed those. And then we only want to see, I don't know, some specific keyword, right? So maybe PMXI, which, I mean, if you've worked with WPO import, amazing plugin, I actually worked there and still kind of do. So this is one of the keywords we use internally for prefixing our methods and functions and whatnot. So right here, you get all of the log entries that have the PMXI keyword on it, but doesn't include any word or any deprecated in their terms, right? So if you want to filter even more, you can just say, okay, well, I only want to see the fatal errors here. So there you go. You go straight to the point to whatever you want right here, right? So that's really cool. Then we of course have our file viewer. This is from the previous version, but I still love it, so I wanted to show you. Um, and yeah, let's just reset these filters and then remove here. You can see that the stats update in real time too. So let me, and also, of course, the auto refresh got some performance improvements, and we have a new refresh button that's gonna just refresh one. You can press R for that, and we also have some keyword shortcuts if you press the question mark, right? So what else we have here? Well, a new keyword for the clear, and also it's gonna warn you before actually deleting your logs. And I mean, I'm not sure if this happened to other people, but I did used to kind of delete my logs accidentally, so I needed to reproduce it again, which is not a big trouble because I'm using WP Debug Toolkit and it's awesome. But you know, now you have like a little warning screen here, and you can just press enter, and it's gonna delete them. Now let's go to some of the new stuff right here in the crash recovery system. Before we were just renaming the entire plugin directory, and it was disabling all of the plugins, right? Well, right now you can disable plugins individually, right? So there's that. There's a similar system. I'm gonna implement something more, I don't know, fancier, right? But right now it's working like this, and you can of course like filter right here. You can type in whatever plugin you wanna disable, and it's gonna disable it. Same with the themes. So that's something new. And another new thing is that if you press K, you're gonna get here an overview of where are the config paths for the logs and the actual active path. This is just for debugging in case maybe you're not seeing your logs. You can just copy here this and send me this through the support channels, or just debug it yourself, right? You can do whatever you want here. And you can also manage, of course, the debug constants here. in case you want to, right? It's not like it's super necessary because you can absolutely do that from here as well. But some people wanted this in the actual viewer, and I thought, well, yeah, it's a absolutely great idea, and we already have like all of the logic. I just needed to make it WordPress independent, because remember that the viewer works independently from WordPress, so we can't really use any WordPress functions or hooks or whatever, because if WordPress crashes, then the viewer is going to try to reach it, and it's going to just stumble and crash as well. And we don't want that, because one of the actual awesome features that make Debug Toolkit so awesome is that it's going to survive WordPress crashes, and it's going to allow you to go in and troubleshoot and whatever, right? So we don't want to mess up with that. So this is done. It's very secure. But again, if you find any issues, just report it, and I will do my best to fix it right away. Also, oops, if we press K again, this is the actual like debug, like WordPress, like the debug constants, but we have a couple of other things here. I'm gonna skip the query settings because I'm gonna jump in it in a second. And right here, we just have like, I don't know, minimal settings just for you to choose whatever thing you want, and this, remember the sidebar status. But yeah, let's just go and press M. And once we do that, we're gonna get our query viewer, right? So I really love this feature. You're gonna see really just a bunch of stats here. You can read them. It has little descriptions, so you know what's going on here. It also contains the search filter, so if you wanna search for breakdance only queries, you can do that, right? And you can also exclude some of this. So you can combine this, of course, with all of the filters that maybe you only want to see, I don't know, just select queries, right? So you can filter that. And a couple of other features, especially if you're a developer, but if you're optimizing your site, it's gonna be really useful for you too, is this slow query filters, the error filters, and the N+1 filters. So I have my little error generator here plugin. I kind of developed this as an internal tool, but you can also find it in the try, in the demos, right? On the side, you click on the try, and it's gonna pop in a new site with this. So it's really kind of hilarious because you usually don't want errors and slow queries and all of this stuff when you're developing a plugin, but in my case, I kind of need that. So I built this, and I'm just gonna generate here an error, right? Then some slow queries, and then some of this, and jump back in. Let me just auto refresh here. Right, you can turn it off with A2, just you know. And we have here our queries. So I don't know, maybe say you want to see what's going on with this query. Well, you can click on this little button here. You kind of have like an overview here, right? So you know what's going on. But you can also press E, and it's going to show you all of the data here, from the execution time, the affected rows, what component, what plugin, what function is calling this, the complexity of this query, the type of query, all of this, you can see it right here. But if you want even more information, you can press Q, and it's going to show you exactly from where this query is being called, right? So this is pretty neat. This is the same file viewer component we have. It's adapted for queries. So you can also press K, and you can modify here this low query threshold. So this is great if you're maybe optimizing your plugin or whatever. You can just move around this threshold and optimize your queries to whatever point you want, right? So yeah, and again, you can press E and just see all of the stack trace, what thing is calling this is making this query, and just track down everything to its roots. So I think this is pretty much everything we have here. Again, you can use the filter, you can combine them, you can do whatever you want here. if you need to send this to someone, maybe, I don't know, your developer or someone to analyze your queries and, I don't know, kind of profile your performance here, you can export this in several formats, right? And just send them the file, or of course, just send them the Debug Toolkit URL and password. But I will strongly recommend that you keep this to yourself because it contains very sensitive data that you definitely don't want anyone else to have. And I don't know, they can perform some dangerous actions in your site. So this plugin is pretty much for your eyes only. So please keep that in mind. So yeah. Now let's go back to Debug Toolkit. Again, we have here our improve UI. We have well, some stuff, right? We have this indicator to let us know that the viewer is installed, and also what modules we have licensed. In the how it works page, we have a little more details about how all of this works. Here in the site health, we also have a couple of things that I'm not showing right now because our permissions are right, but we did have some issues, and I mean, hopefully we don't, but maybe we could have some issues with permissions and whatever, and it's gonna kind of show a button here to auto fix or to attempt to auto fix the permissions, right? This is inspired by a really cool feature in the latest breakdowns version that auto fixes your permalinks. So I thought, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea, and it will help us fix some of these issues, right? So all of this is good. Then we have here these settings. Now here we have a bunch of little niceties and some major features. So let's just go in with the actual major features. To me, at least, there will be the custom configs for the custom paths for the WordPress config and the debug log file, right? So you can just type in here whatever path you want, and it's gonna check if it has the right permissions and whatnot, and it's gonna let you just save that custom path, right? So that's pretty cool. Then you can, of course, configure here the error levels that you want, change your password, and it's gonna update that directly in the viewer. Also change the viewer URL right here. Like I said, we were going for the major features, but let's just blast through this, right? Really quick. You can set here custom memory limits and upload limits, and this has some limitations because we're not actually writing in the php.init file, but it's gonna tell you what you need to know here, right? So let's go to the log cleanups, and this will allow you to just keep your site clean, right? It has several methods, and you can handle logs via days or megabytes. It's gonna just keep your site clean of old logs. That's pretty important. Then we have some niceties here for the admin UI. You can hide the partner discounts. Some people just don't want that, so that's totally fine. Just click save settings, and it's gonna disappear instantly, right? So here the admin bar link is just gonna put the access to the viewer app right here in the admin bar. And also here the menu location is gonna hide the WP Debug Toolkit menu item in the tools submenu, right? So this was very requested too. So here you have a way to do that. Then we have reached finally, to the actual meat of this admin app section, which is the notifications. Now, guys, you can configure notifications. Well, you can of course disable them. You can configure to which email they're gonna arrive, and you can configure which error notifications you wanna receive, right? We have built-in rate limits, so you can configure this as you please. And this works with a couple of extra files, which are two most used plugins and one drop-in. Two drop-ins actually, because the query viewer actually has one too. You can remove them if you want, but then this is not gonna work. And you also have some error log, some notifications history here, so you kind of know what's going on. Then if you click here on the email design, you're gonna get a little preview of how are your notifications gonna look. Now here you can upload your own logo. You can change your the color of these things, right? Of the banner and whatever. You can change the text that you set up there. Oops. You can also include some text before and after all of these blocks. You have some variables here that you can also use. Oops, sorry. Right, so you can just type that in and just customize to your brand whatever message you want to say to your client. Then here in stylings we have some other options, right? And you can also remove the WP Debug Toolkit thing right here, right? So it's gone. You can do that, and you can decide to include the stack trace. I probably wouldn't, right? Because why? But be cool. And then here is the recovery mode, and this recovery mode is gonna be very valuable for when you're kind of, I don't know, say you're doing whatever, right? You're not from your computer and you get this error and you, oh my God, no, my site is down, I'm losing customers or whatever. Well, you can just find the laptop or from your phone or whatever. Just click on this button and you're gonna get logged in back into WordPress using WordPress built-in recovery mode, and it's gonna kind of detect automatically which is the offending plugin or theme or wherever. It's gonna log you back in with that plugin or theme wherever disabled, so you can troubleshoot and you can kind of see what's going on there. Very useful tool if you're maybe updating plugins and some of them fails and it kind of crashes your site. WordPress has become pretty good at catching those, but sometimes it does happen. So this way you're going to be safe. It has a bunch of built-in features, so you can be rest assured that in most cases you're going to receive your email. It also has some out-of-memory protection features too, so it should be very reliable, but keep in mind that you will still need to have some SMTP or something like that that's gonna actually deliver your emails, right? This is gonna just send them, but where those emails actually go out or not, you're gonna kind of need to do that, right? So I think we went through everything, and I, for one, I'm very excited for this version, and I really hope that you guys are as well, because it does have a lot of the features that you wanted here. There are quite a bit more, and me and my team are already working on building some of those. But for now, just go to wp-toolkit.com, right? And then you're gonna find our new site, which has a little bit some stuff that's new, and we also have some new pricing, right? Now there is, if you're seeing this video around the time of launch, you're gonna see a banner somewhere here that's gonna give you a promo code so you can get this lifetime deal at a really great discount. Now, all of these prices are probably not going to be forever, as we're constantly improving and building more stuff into this. So right now is a really good price to get started, right? Now, guys, I think that's it for now. So I'm happy debugging, and let me know what you think. And thank you very much for supporting this project. See you.